When answering a test question on the IB exam, there are certain steps to keep in mind. First, make sure to note how many total marks the question is. This will allow you to see how long you should spend on a question because you are trying to get the most points possible for questions that you confidently know. Also, pay attention to the words in the directions, like if it says state or define or explain. Those all have different meanings. The question we will answer together right now is from the Human Population Dynamics test. The total marks for this question is 7. Next, you want to look at the graph or figure they give you. Make sure to read the intro about the graph. Look at the x and y axis and look at if anything else is labeled on the figure. Then you could begin answering the questions. Most questions will have multiple parts, so for part A on this question, letter I, it says, state the total expected population size for the year 2050. Look at the mark value of this question. It is only 1 point, and in the question it says state, so you only have to state one thing. To answer this question, you must refer back to the figure and look at where 2050 is and where the line on the graph shows the total expected population size for the year 2050. The answer is 8.3 billion. Make sure you say billion because that is what the population size is measured in on this graph, and you can find that on the y-axis. Part A, question 2 says, identify which of the 3 factors is expected to account for the highest proportion of the increase in total population growth between 1995 and 2100. The mark value, again, is only 1, and it says identify in the question, so you only need to write one thing. Again, you must refer back to the figure on the side of the graph. Population momentum shows the biggest space in between 2 of the lines, therefore it has the highest proportion of the increase in total population. Part A, question II says calculate the potential percentage decrease in population for the year 2100 if efficient birth control had been practiced since 1995. This is only 1 point and is a calculation problem. Don't forget the units. This one will be in percent. To solve the problem, you do 10.2 minus 8.3, which is 1.9. Then 1.9 divided by 10.2, which is 0.186. Then multiply that by 100 to get 18.6%. Part B says explain the reasons for either unwanted fertility for large family size in a named country. This is a 3-mark question and is asking you to explain, so you're going to need to write more and describe what you are saying. For this question, you need to try to think of a country you know or we talked about in class. I said how in India there is a desire for a large family because of their culture. There is a family pressure to get married younger, which then leads to more kids. The more kids they have, the more money a family makes because they will have more kids that can work. Part C says suggest one factor other than a government policy which may limit total population growth in the future. This question is only 1 point and it says suggest, but with suggest you need to explain yourself. So to answer this question you must think back to what we learned in class. So one factor that can limit total population growth in the future is having better education opportunities for women. Having more education opportunities can allow women to get more jobs. This will then take their focus away from having more babies because they now can make money for their family because of the education opportunities. Good luck on the IB exam.